Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Big Honker Podcast. Go to our Patreon account. It is all behind the scenes, all access type shit. It's a lot of fun. Clips are between 1 minute to 3 minutes, and we do 3 clips a week. So $3 a month, that's all you got to pay. And then there are some giveaways attached. We've given away a pair of shin gear boots, and now we are giving
a goose call.
Pacific call. So head over to Patreon. We're going to do some more giveaways over there. All you got to do is type in the Big Honker Podcast, and it'll pop right up. This podcast is brought to you by the one and only Dirty Duck Coffee. If your coffee sucks, it is not the Duck. They have their cold brew out, their King Outer cold brew. And I tell you what, you just make you a nice little gallon, keep it in the fridge, and just pour you a nice little glass whenever you want.
And cool swag, too.
It's just like a black coffee. So, add a little bit of milk, sugar, whatever, however you do your thing, and keep you hydrated all summer long. Dirty Duck Coffee. Like Jeff said, they got good-looking merchandise. The Missouri Boat Ride Blend for their hot coffee is what I go with, but
their patriotic T-shirts just came out this week.
It's on their website now, dirtyduckcoffee.com. This podcast is also brought to you by Shin Gear. They are not just a wader company anymore. They started out that way. They mastered the waders, and now they are moving on. I saw the new Slew boot is out. It's a little bit shorter than hip boots, but if you're not needing a full set of waders, then the Slew boot is for you.
The Scout boots are freaking comfortable. Comfortable.
They got something for everybody. Bibs will be out later this year. I had the pleasure of torture testing them all last season, and they are great. Completely waterproof, keeps the wind off of you, and they got a lot of other cool stuff coming down the pipe. So check them out, shingear.com, and listen, they've got a great guarantee that they'll stand behind their products for as long as you stand in them. Customer service goes a very long way. Shin Gear is the way to go. Also, we're brought to you by Dive Bomb Industries. If you are in the greater St. Louis area, July 28th, 29th, head on over. 3rd Annual Squad Fest. I will be there along with Dirk, and it's going to be a great time. Calling contests. They got dog retrieval type stuff. It's going to be a good time. So
the great Trevor Shanahan will be there too.
A lot of people will be there. The who's who of waterfowl will be there. So whatever you're needing for the...
That's kind of a little knock at me, wasn't it?
Well, whatever you're going to need for the upcoming season, you can get it in person there at Squad Fest. So July 28th, 29th, St. Louis, Missouri. We look forward to seeing you out there. Also, we're brought to you by Pacific Calls. We have a promo code with them. BHP25 saves 25%. They will be at Squad Fest. Head on over, say hello to the guys. It'll be Alex. Jeff and Trevor are going to be elsewhere. So come say hello to Alex at Squad Fest. Get you a call, and if you want to purchase something online, use our promo code BHP25. We'll save 25% off at checkout. The BA Lesser Call is my favorite goose call, and then the PCD is still the best duck call on the market. It is a screamer, something that I love. So check them out, PacificCustomCalls.com, and don't forget about that promo code. Also, we're brought to you by Boss Shot Shells. Also going to be at Squad Fest. So if you're wanting to...
And at Delta.
So if you're wanting to walk away with shotgun shells in your hand, last weekend in July is your opportunity. You can see us at Squad Fest, or you can see Jeff at Delta. Buy your shotgun shells there, and then you just walk away with them, and you're set and ready to go for this hunting season.
Stanfield 9s will not be sold online. You can get a hold of me to get them. It's going to be on a limited run this first year. You can get a hold of me after 4th of July and get you an order for a case of your Stanfield 9s. The best upland shot you're going to have, and they're great for dove and teal. And that's BossShotShells.com. If you ain't shooting Boss, you're a fool.
Also, we're brought to you by the Looking Glass Podcast. Logan and Rebel do a great job. Head over to their Patreon, type in the Looking Glass Podcast, and you can subscribe to their Patreon, and then you'll have their entire library. Everything that they do, it's a lot of fun. They are great guys over there at the Looking Glass Podcast, and they are hilarious. So if you're not listening to them, you're missing out. Great for long road trips. Head over to Patreon. Get signed up. Also, we're brought to you by Lucky Duck, maker of the best A-frame on the market, the 2x4 blind. They've got spinners. They've got turkey decoys. They've got stuff for varmints and predators and coyotes. They've got everything. So they're a one-stop shop over there at Lucky Duck. And if whatever you're into, if you need motion, they got spinners for you. If you need to hide, they got blinds for you. And if you're into coyote hunting, or I've even seen people do this raccoon hunting with the e-collar. So they've got something for everybody. Head over to luckyduck.com. They've also got 5-star crash test rated dog kennels, and they've got them in big boy sizes. So, big asses like Lou, they got a kennel for him. And dove season is also coming up. They've got great dove spinners. If you're not using spinners for dove, you're really missing a big element of dove hunting. They do it just like ducks do whenever you put out these spinners. I mean, you'll have dove back flapping in your decoy spread.
Adds a lot to your deal. A lot more experience. You can do your family. Instead of being spread out 100 yards apiece hunting, sit together. You can all sit together and visit and bullshit and shoot doves over the decoys just like you do ducks.
So head over to luckyduck.com and get whatever you need because they got a lot of cool products.
And speaking of cool products, what's cooler than a hunting dog? Nothing. A great dog, other than having to deal with my dog-in-law this morning, my grand dog this morning, because he doesn't listen very well. Go to Double T British Kennels, and get you an English dog. They mind, they retrieve, they're birdie. They're good citizens, and they make great pets, and Corey knows what he's doing over there.
If you'll go to britlabs.com, all of their contact information is on there, and you can also see their studs, their females, and what gun dogs they have for sale, puppies. Head over to britlabs.com and get a hold of Corey. He's got a little bit of a waiting list, but that's just because he's putting out good product. Also, go check out Ducks Unlimited. Figure out a way to get involved with them. They are putting ducks into the sky for 85 years. They are the leader in wetlands conservation. And if it were not for organizations like Ducks Unlimited, we would not have ducks and geese to shoot at in the fall. So they do great work, and it's super easy to get involved. They're doing a lot of cool different things. They recently had their DU Dash raising dollars for ducks. And they're just a great organization. So figure out a way that you can get involved, whether it be a local chapter, maybe you're going to have to start a chapter, but it's for a great cause. So ducks.org for more information on Ducks Unlimited. We're also brought to you by Mossberg. Do not be sleeping on the Mossberg. We shot it all last season. It is a great waterfowl gun, the 940 Pro. We shot it all last season, and it never missed a beat out here in this West Texas sand. They got a lot of other great products. They are, they're one of the big boys in the gun market. So they got something for everybody. Mossberg.com. You can take a look at everything and figure out a store that they sell it in. Super easy to find. I'm sure you can find them at your local Bass Pro or Cabela's, but the 940 was a great waterfowl gun, and I enjoyed shooting it. So check them out, Mossberg.com. Don't be sleeping on a Mossberg.
Good company, donated to the Gold Star Dove Hunt that we'll have again for next year. Just great all-around company, good people, and taking care of kids.
Also, we are brought to you by Alpha Outdoor Specialties, maker of the Stanfield stool and whatever else that you might concoct up. I know they got a blind caddy that's coming out soon, so no more having your shit strung out all over the blind. Keep it nice and organized right there in front of you, and the Stanfield stool will fit any A-frame. And save your back. No more sitting on buckets. So that's Alpha Outdoor Specialties. Last but not least, we're brought to you by Stanfield Outfitters. Dove season is coming up around the corner, and we still have some goose dates available. So call the office, 940-658-3172. Book your hunt today, and we'll see you soon. StanfieldHuntingOutfitters.com.
940-658-3172. Ask for the skinny guy.
Boys and girls, it is just Jeff and I, and the world is still on fire. We don't really get into much of The Sky's Fallen, just kind of a bullshit session, but I'm too lazy to find another title for this episode, so enjoy it.
Boom, and welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by Pacific Calls. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world-famous Andy Shaver.
pt.5 saves 25% off of everything at Pacific Calls. So, I mean, unless they're running a sale, like, you know, you're not going to save 25% on top of 50% or whatever the fuck the sale is. So,
You're talking to me like you're talking to your wife or something.
well,
I'm trying to explain to her.
BHP25, 25% off. Go there now. Get the Lester call, get the duck call, have it all.
Do you think a lot of this stems from people don't have common sense anymore?
Well, probably. Well, I mean, you know, they're like, hey, this is on sale. I can get it for 90% off. Use this promo or whatever.
Do you also ever go into places that are trying to hire people and you wonder why nobody's working?
No.
I went to Dollar General this morning to get dog food for the dogs before we went on our trip. Had to go get and grab some stuff. So went in there. And, of course, there's one person working like always. And it's the same lady, and she works her ass off all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, are you shorthanded again today? She goes, today's not so bad. She goes, but if you know anybody need any frozen food or cold food, let them know we're 125 to 50% off. I was like, are we getting rid of all that stuff? She goes, well, they're fixing to remodel in here. So Dollar General's already a disaster.
And now they're fixing to remodel.
So y'all closing down for a while? Oh, no, we'll be open.
Whew.
It's like, well, who could notice anyways? But Dollar General's a place in Knox City that I do go to.
Oh, I go there all the time.
Are you being serious? Yeah, you do, because it's got every little thing that you need just about.
Mm-hmm.
She said they think they're fixing to start selling produce and meats there maybe.
It's going to be hard on our grocery store.
I've told you, somebody is going to step up on this Target deal. Dollar General could be the one to do it. Start selling higher end shit that women like.
No.
And you could do it. The problem is they don't have no employees.
You can't break brand.
You can't break brand.
Can't break brand.
So Dollar General needs to sell cheap shit.
That's your lane. Stay in it.
Well, they're doing a good job of that, other than the stores are always a mess. But I asked her the same thing about workers. She goes, can't find nobody. And they pay good money. Fucking start there, $15, $16 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what happened to all the workers in our country. I really don't. Did COVID, do we have 15 million people die that I don't know of?
Probably way worse than what we're thinking.
Because where's all the people that work?
There was a book.
Nobody works anymore, and I don't understand it, and they pay good. Fucking start McDonald's. We were somewhere not long ago, and I saw a sign, starting wages, $22 an hour. I thought, fuck, I'm thinking about getting me a job at McDonald's. But $22 an hour, that's $880 a week if you work 40 hours a week.
Men Without Work. I'm going to buy this book. I might put it on audiobook. We got a little flight coming up, so I might do this. This might be what I listen to. Men Without Work, post-pandemic edition. The grim truth, over 6 million prime-age men were neither working nor looking for work. Conventional unemployment measures. Anyway, I'm interested in this because it is a big problem.
But who is going to feel the? I don't understand these people survive. Does no one over the age of 18 years old want to get out of their parents' house? They want to live there forever?
Correct.
Is that the problem?
That's what they want to do.
So if they're making $8 an hour and they work 25 hours a week, because none of them want to fucking do much, and they make $100 to $200 a week, that's just spending money to them. That's all they need, because they have no desire or intention to do anything with their life. Would that be correct?
I guess.
Just don't get it.
Rates of unemployment are grievously missed. Yeah, I don't know. Over 11 million jobs go unfilled. This is when this book was written, so I don't know what it is today, but
it's everywhere you go.
Sure.
Everywhere. New York City. I asked a guy in Starbucks, said the same thing, can't get nobody to work.
Nobody.
Now, I understand why it's hard to get somebody to work in Manhattan. You can't live nowhere close to afford to live there. Everybody has to live in a borough outside of Manhattan.
But a lot of these kids, like, it's hard. It's way harder now to get an affordable house.
There is no such thing as affordable housing.
So, I mean, like, you know, you knock that 22-year-old kid that's still living in his parents' basement, but what the fuck is he supposed to do? The middle class is gone.
I'm knocking the 22-year-old kid that lives with mom that lives in the basement, that goes and works and makes $150 a week and doesn't ever try to get ahead. I'm not knocking the kid that's busting his ass working extra hours and stuff to get ahead. That kid I'm not against. We need more of that. But you're right. Affordable housing is a problem everywhere you go to.
Yeah.
Knox City right now, you're going to pay $900 a month for renting a house here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for someone that's busting their ass making $10 or $12 an hour, 2 weeks of their check is going to go for rent.
Yeah.
You know, if they want to eat, have a car, pay rent, they don't have nothing to do. So it takes a husband and wife both making that to just barely get by.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to end up happening. It's weird.
You
It's
know,
a weird time.
And I listened to
The middle class is gone.
It is.
I mean, it's fucking. It is becoming increasingly more and more. The ones at the bottom are fucking pulling to the bottom, and one to the top are fucking struggling in the middle now. A lot of them.
I mean, it's not easy.
No.
You go to a grocery store. Me and Mom live by ourselves. It's just us in the house. House paid for. Everything we own is paid for except for a vehicle. We have some credit card debt like everybody does, but not much. But we don't have to depend to survive. We don't have to pay rent or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So all of our money that we make, we can go do what we want with, basically. We're very, very fortunate. We're older. We're supposed to be. Everybody that's over 50 should be in that same boat. Your house should be paid for, you know. And there's so many of them that don't do that, though.
Right.
I mean, I know a lot of people my age are still in the middle of a mortgage, and they're going to be making payments for another 10 till they retire. Well, those people, it's a tough deal. But those young families starting out, I saw California's governor come out, and he blames all the homelessness on affordable housing. So what's their deal is the government needs to build more affordable housing. You know, that's not the reason they're homeless. The homeless problem in California is because all the fucking drugs and stuff. I'm sure there are some people homeless that have been, that honestly are there because they can't afford a house.
Right.
I believe that. I mean, there are some, but the majority of the people in San Francisco sleeping and shitting and shooting up on the streets isn't because they can't afford $800 a month for rent. That's where they chose to go to.
I don't know. It's so like there's so many problems that, I mean, just how do you just pick one? I mean,
well, homelessness.
It's chicken and egg. It's chicken and egg. What if it is? I mean, does it have to do with? Does it have to do with some of the? I'm trying to download this book for our flight. Does some of the homeless problem have to do with how fucking ridiculously expensive housing is?
But it's
do
not
you
just
tackle
housing.
that? Do you tackle the drugs first? Do you? I mean, what problem do you try to solve first?
Oh, if I'm president, I can tell you the first thing I would do. The first thing I would do as president is I'd shut our border down first. Second thing I would do, or 1A, that would be first, and right after that, as soon as I signed that paper, I'd cut fucking Ukraine off. Right there.
I don't see how that solves homelessness.
Hold on. You asked me, I'm telling you what I would do. The next thing I would do is I would take all the money that we've given fucking Ukraine and all of our foreign aid, and I would tell everybody, listen, that shit's cut by 40%, and we're going to put all that money into Social Security. Every dime that we're spending, let's say we spend $1 billion, we're going to spend $400 million of that, and we're going to stick it in Social Security. That's the first thing we're going to do. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to find a way to take some of these abandoned buildings in these towns and stuff, and we're going to try to build government apartments in it. But there's going to be some rules to living in this government apartment. You want to live for free in my place, you're going to take a drug test. You're going to consent to searches in your house. And your house is going to have a job. Or you're going to have to be a full-time student to live in them apartments. If you don't like them rules, be homeless. But that's the rules.
And that does nothing to solve the homeless crisis. What does it do to solve? Just going to put more people on the fucking street.
How's that?
Because a lot of people are going to say, "Fuck it, I'll go live on the street."
Then they had their chance.
I'll get the same government subsidies.
We quit government. We quit that shit.
Oh, you quit that?
If you don't want to go live in a government, if you want to live in government apartments anywhere in this country, the ones we have in Knox City, you should have to go by every one of those rules. Every one of them, unless you're disabled. I mean, there'll be some rules there. Disabled people. Some of this bipolar bullshit ain't going to work.
But now we don't have enough mental hospitals to qualify anybody disabled. There's a lot.
No. I said disabled, not fucking crazy.
Mentally disabled?
No, just disabled. You're in a wheelchair. You can't work. Legit reasons. We can give them people a place to live.
So now you're going to force companies like Dollar General to hire bad employees. That's counterproductive.
What are you talking about?
Well, all these people have to go get jobs now.
Disabled
Who the fuck's going to hire some of these
disabled people? No. If you can't, you ain't got no fucking Sergeant or Lieutenant Dan. You don't have to go have a job.
Lieutenant Dan's the only one that's
people in that. There's situations for everywhere, but some common sense can fix a lot of this shit.
I'm not saying,
but
that
the people that are on the streets that legitimately want a place to live.
How many people are? What percentage of people on the streets legitimately want a place to live at this point?
That I don't know. It seems like them people are pretty fucking happy.
They got the world by the balls, just shitting in the street and loving life.
What do you think about the Los Angeles Dodgers? Did you see their deal Friday night?
Evidently, it wasn't like what the right wing media wants it to be.
What was it?
It was still a sellout.
What do you think about them. The game wasn't sold out.
Yes, it was. Too.
The tickets might have been, but there weren't. The stands weren't full.
Fucking stands was full.
For Friday night for that game or
Fuck
Saturday
yeah.
night's game?
Loaded with people.
On Friday night.
Yes.
You're sure you're seeing the right picture? Saturday night was a low sellout. I don't think
Hold
Friday
on.
night was. First of all, I don't think the people could get through the fucking crowd blocking the fucking roads to get into the place. I have a real problem with that. Let me tell you something. LGB. I don't care anything about LGB. I don't care what you do. That's not a big deal. Fly your rainbow flags, get your rainbow tattoo, your LGB. When you add the T, the Q, the Z, the I, the A, and all that other bullshit on there, you lost me. But when you mock Jesus Christ at a baseball game, I'm done with you.
I didn't see it.
They mocked Jesus being on a cross.
How do they mock Jesus?
They have guys flipping little gay guys running around with little G-strings, jumping all over him while he's sitting on the cross, doing gymnastics and shit.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm sure it probably is because YouTube's all into all that shit too.
Now, I think a lot of people this is kind of, from what I take about that game, most people didn't go for the pregame festivities into Dodger Stadium, but they were there for the game, from what I saw.
The pictures I saw wasn't full, but I'm not saying the tickets weren't all sold to the game.
It was Friday night?
Yep, Friday night. But I will not watch, I don't watch baseball anyway, so it's no big deal. And we're going to have an actual chance to go to the World Series this year in Texas, maybe.
Who?
The Rangers.
Oh, really?
I think they got the second best record in baseball. Playing really good, too.
That's good for
I just
them.
looked at their stands. I did watch some college World Series.
Did you?
Yep.
Yeah, because like right here, there's nobody in there. 10th annual Pride Night. Like there's nobody there. But I think what they did is they just waited out. Probably because everybody shut that shit down outside and they couldn't get into the fucking stadium.
Look if you can see the actual thing that was going on there, and you'll see them guys, and they were mocking Jesus. I don't. First of all, I can't believe the Dodgers, even living in the land of fruit and nuts in Los Angeles, would think that's a good thing to do. Again, if you want to do that shit, do it, but don't make everything public. I just don't know why you put yourself out there.
Now, was somebody... I don't know anything about this other than I saw a lot of people were dressed up like that, like nuns.
Yeah, and they were making fun of nuns and all. It was cross-dressing nuns. It was just all kinds of shit. I can't believe that we're at a place that baseball thought, this is a good move. It's really a good move. We've watched Bud Light lose $400 billion in revenue.
Is it MLB or is it just the Dodgers?
I would assume that they would fall under the same umbrella on a deal like this.
I did see that the Rangers were the only one not to celebrate Pride Night.
Good for the Rangers. I don't know why we have to prop up sexuality. I just don't see what the big deal is. No matter if you're hetero, homo, or whatever it is, I don't get it.
I don't. Ooh, scary people, scary looking folks.
And they actually have a guy on a cross, and one of these guys is doing like gymnastic moves all around him and shit.
Really?
Yeah. I can't imagine someone in the office thinking, that's a good idea. Now,
well, this didn't have anything to do with the Dodgers. This was just,
no, that's the group of people that were at the Dodgers. That was the guys.
I know, but the shit that they were doing outside has nothing to do with the Dodgers. The Dodgers didn't come and say, you know what, let's get somebody dressed up like Jesus and have these people do cartwheels.
What do you mean? Yes, they did. That's who was on the inside.
This is pregame festivities. That's on the outside. That's in the parking lot.
Andy.
The Dodgers didn't have anything to do with this, no more than if the Chiefs have anything to do with all the rednecks barbecuing.
Andy.
What?
Wrong. Those people inside, that's the group. That's the group the Dodgers invited to come in. They did this shit on the inside of the stadium.
They didn't.
Bullshit.
They did too. They were mocking Jesus Christ inside the stadium.
Yes.
Inside on Dodgers Stadium.
I know where you get your deafness. It's from your mom. Yes.
I don't.
Bullshit.
I don't.
Why do you think it's people? It's not what's going on the outside. It's what went on the inside. No, sisters are perpetual.
This is it right here. This is the whole pregame festivities.
Yeah,
they did it on the inside. Where's Jesus on the cross? Where these people are teabagging?
They did it on the inside too. Yes, they did. That's what the whole fucking deal is. It's not because I'm sitting out in the parking lot doing the shit. It's what was going on inside of the stadium. They brung those people into the inside of the fucking stadium.
And teabag Jesus on the cross. On the second base, on the first base
I don't know
line.
where it was at. It might have been in the outfield, but yes, they did. The same freaking people. That's on the inside of the stadium.
I'll just have to agree with you because I've not seen it. So If you say that it happened on the inside, then
Yes.
that's what we'll go with.
Yes, they did.
That is what we'll go with.
And I don't understand why. I don't get it. Is there that many gay people that I don't know about that are being fucking put down and shamed? Now, I know one of the problems is with the Dodgers is Magic Johnson owns part of the Dodgers, and his son is about a cross-dresser as much as you can get. That fucker's so gay that he'd probably blow up and catch on fire just walking down the street.
Really?
Yes.
That was a pretty good throw for a homo.
Oh, yeah, you're going to get fucking woked.
Did you see Conor McGregor's first pitch? I don't know when it was, but his has to qualify as one of the worst first pitches ever to be thrown.
Conor's in trouble.
Yeah, I saw that. All fake shit, too.
I think it is fake because did you hear how the lady got away from him? She threw an elbow and hit him and hurt him, and then he ran off.
No.
That's what was said in the report. Now, there is no way that this woman is going to hit Conor McGregor and hurt him.
Right. I saw an attorney say that her team has already made like a bunch of errors. Like it's going to be a civil case, which like if this is a violent rape, should be a criminal case. Like civil case just screams that you're in it for the money.
Oh, it's not a criminal case?
No, they're just pursuing a civil case.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
If you were really raped by a man, you're going to go after his ass to put him in jail and get money, not both.
There's video of her hanging out with him after this bathroom incident. She stayed with him for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, usually after rape occurs, it's not much friendly stuff going on.
But there are videos of him, he had her by the hand and they go into the bathroom together with his security team and some other people. And her story is that she got separated from her girlfriends and then security wouldn't let her leave. And then
isn't he married?
Yeah. Got 3 or 4 kids with
his wife's not happy today.
That's the thing is like he constantly puts himself in bad positions. Constantly.
He's a dumbass.
He is
a dumbass.
If you're going to have sex outside of the marriage or whatever I don't know if they're married or not, but like I'd have fucking consent forms and NDAs and all sorts of shit. And maybe he does. I don't know.
That's the old Van Halen way.
Just always seems like, because this isn't the first time that, it's gotten out that Conor McGregor was faluting with another woman, but I don't know. I figure there'd be a better way to go around it than what he does.
Supposedly, David Lee Roth used to make women sign an agreement before he did it.
100%.
Boy, that's when your shit.
You would have, if I were in these positions, which I'm not, but if I ever were, you would have your card, call it like a vaccination card, would be your sexual history card. You would have it signed by my doctor, making sure that you do not have any STDs.
So now you're making a girl take a physical exam?
100%. 100%.
So you're just going to have a doctor travel with you that's got this portable...
Yes. Well, if I've got that much money, yeah, we're hiring this guy, and he's going to come around, and he's going to glove up and check these people out before...
You've hit it big time when women are willing to sign a piece of paper to have sex with you.
Can you imagine?
There was a joke when I was in school. This is how long Donald Trump's been relevant. That Donald Trump's in the plaza and he comes down gets on the elevator, and this real hot lady gets on the elevator with him, and she closes the door and she goes, "How would you like if I gave you a blowjob?" He goes, "Well, what's in it for me?"
Yeah, he's something else. It's looking like that he's going to have his tits in a ringer by the time 2024 rolls around.
All they're doing is making him stronger. I read a deal this weekend that was talking about voter suppression, whatever. I don't know what we're allowed to talk about or not, but about all that, and said that they think that going back on these machines and stuff they use, they can go back and look, and it shows that Mitt Romney actually won.
Oh, really?
The election that year. So
here's my question: is there not a lot of evidence that was it Gore or Kerry? Gore. That Gore actually won?
Yeah, Bush got in on the same shit.
So, okay, Pride Night game attendance was 49,074. 49,000, we'll call it. Last year's Pride game was 52,000, and their average attendance for the year is right at 50,000.
I don't have any problem with them
So-
getting 50,000 gay people that like to watch baseball go to a game. No problem at all. A straight person go to a game. That's no
Right,
problem.
but
The shit they did mocking Christianity,
mocking the Lord.
done.
But everybody wants people to believe that it was an empty stadium. It was not. There was 49,000 people in attendance on Friday night.
They count ticket sales, though. That's ticket sales.
I'm just taking what it says there. It says the attendance was 49,000.
Pull down
If
to
it's
Forbes, the article right there.
Dodge Friday night draws usual turnout, mostly empty stadium, claims prove
That's what I
false.
want to read that and see what it says.
So that's what I was saying. Everybody was saying. Now, I do think that a lot of the pregame festivities, it looked like the stadium was empty. Now, whether that be because people were boycotting or because it was such a fucking circus on the outside that people couldn't get in time, I don't know. I've not looked that much into this. So
what would you do if you'd bought family night? If you bought your tickets to
I'm
family
not going
night?
to that.
That's right.
I'm not going to that.
That's right. But it's not hard to find people that will go to that, especially in California.
50,000 people, apparently.
In California, it's not hard to do.
Right. Dodgers recorded an attendance of 49. Little higher than the league leading average of 47. So, yeah, a video posted by a conservative writer to Twitter that received more than 4 million views, 30,000 likes, claimed that mostly empty stadium.
I know they were sold out the next night or full.
I don't know.
Which, I mean, it's baseball in Southern California, and there's a lot of people there, but I would not go to another Dodgers game ever again. I would love for Clayton Kershaw to say, I'm not pitching no more.
There is a Christian Faith and Family Day on July 30th. You can go to that at Dodger Stadium.
I'm not going to any game at all.
Have you ever been by Dodger Stadium? Is it in a nice part of LA?
I've been by it twice.
Is there a nice
and I
part
don't
of
remember
LA?
it. No. Yeah, it's called fucking
Beverly Hills?
no, it's called Montana or Utah.
I started we've been watching Sanford and Son.
Oh, I love that show.
What did he said something the other night? He said
Are the grandkids watching it too?
yeah.
I bet they laugh at.
Yeah. Fred got rear-ended, got whiplash, white man in a Cadillac. And Lamont
Paycheck City.
Yeah, Lamont's like, what do you like? Fred said, that white guy will think twice before he comes back over here. And Lamont's like, what are you talking about? The roads are public to everybody. He's like, yeah, won't you take yourself over to Beverly Hills? You'll be like a cheap watch. Lamont's like, what are you talking about? You'll be stopped often.
Oh, he was great. God almighty. I watched some old stand-up of his not long ago.
Oh, shit. He was.
Do you know they were going to get rid of Aunt Esther?
Really?
I saw a deal LaWanda Page interview she was on just the other day.
They were going to get rid of her.
And they were going to get rid of her. And Fred's just like, be yourself. She was having a hard time being so
Aunt Esther?
Aunt Esther. And he's like, just be yourself, LaWanda. Talk. I'm for you. And blah, blah. And she said she got over it after that and they kept her around.
Really?
She's so funny on that show.
I didn't realize that they did Sanford. Just Sanford.
I didn't
No
know
Son. I didn't either. We were watching, it might be on Prime, but I typed in, I got lazy, just typed in Sanford or said Sanford, and yeah, it was just him. Evidently, there were like 3 or 4 seasons of just him. Lamont wasn't there, and Esther was there.
Lamont had some cocaine issues.
Oh, well, God bless him. But
Was Cal there, the big white guy?
no, they did another white guy, I think. I don't know who Cal is.
Cal was a big old fat white guy who was on there that had a beard. He was on there for a
well,
little
maybe
bit.
he was then.
Yeah.
Sanford show. Yeah, it was just him. It was that guy. Was
Yeah,
that him?
Cal. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on there.
It was just one season.
Is it?
Yeah.
2 seasons right there. It says it. 26 episodes.
Okay. Yeah, he was on there. Good goobly goo. Old Grady.
Grady's on there.
That's a great. For you people that are young that have never seen Sanford and Son, you need to watch it. It's not politically correct, but it's real. It's real TV. You know, he makes fun of white people. He makes fun of black people. He makes fun of Puerto Ricans all the time, Mexicans, everybody. But it's life. It's before everybody got their fucking feelings hurt about everybody, whose skin color you are and your ethnicity. You know, be proud of who you are, but laugh at it. Every culture out there's got something to make fun of.
Hell yeah.
Every one of them. And it was a really good. That's a funny show. He was hilarious. I'm telling you he was a great guy. Boy, he was ranking concert. Boy, before being ranked was cool.
Yeah, I've heard his stand up before. He's one of the best, but I'm telling you what, He was rough.
I saw another video yesterday, the day before, of 2 Live Crew on Phil Donahue.
Really?
Those white people in the audience had no fucking clue what 2 Live Crew was about.
Oh, really?
Oh, no. When Luther Campbell started saying, hey, we want some pussy.
Got him, huh?
Oh, you could tell the people were not used to that kind of music.
Wow.
I couldn't believe he had them on Phil Donahue. New rap groups taking over the young people's minds.
That's what he said?
Well, basically. Can you imagine that today's music that we have, that was pretty tame compared to what it's like today?
Yes. Yeah. Can't remember what song. We were listening to a song the other day, and Jesse was like, my God, I can't believe they put this on the radio.
Oh,
We've become that age.
Today's music sucks, though.
I can't believe they put that on the radio. But yeah, Sanford, just 2 seasons of just Sanford. Sanford and Son, I don't know how many it had.
It was only like 4 or 5.
Oh, really?
I think so. But Lamont had a lot of issues.
Boy, it's a good show, though. No, it had 6.
Sanford and Son did?
72 to 76. Just the good old days. Record inflation, hippie movement was dying down.
I remember
because of the 70s that we brought in Ronald Reagan.
I remember when we had I don't remember ever having very many Puerto Ricans because the Wichita Falls, we didn't have any, but we had some Cubans. And there was something happened around 1978 to 1980 that we had a bunch of Cubans come to America. And I don't remember what it was about, but the church in my neighborhood had a couple of Cuban refugees there.
That was a time where TV was just dominant.
That's because you didn't have nothing else.
So but I mean, like, it was just I used to get excited about TV. Now I don't. And I don't know if it's indicative of how culture has changed. I don't know if it's because I'm at a phase in my life where I just don't have a lot of time to watch TV. But like, there used to be really, really good series on The Shield, Rescue Me, The Office. I really like Seinfeld. Just TV was so good.
Those were all before one thing.
Streaming?
iPhones.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Has there been a cultural shift, or is there just genuinely not anything on television?
It's because it's all right here. Name a TV series right now. A TV series that's on every week.
I don't know because I don't watch. I don't have cable.
Maybe one of them Chicago emergency shows.
Oh yeah. Chicago PD and yeah.
Chicago Fire or something.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're still on. I don't ever watch it. I can't tell you nothing else is on. I can tell you right now, Wicked Tuna's on. We watch Wicked Tuna.
On reruns?
No. Wicked Tuna comes on Sunday nights on Discovery, I think, or one of them channels. We watch Wicked Tuna. We don't watch regular TV. The last actual series that I watched that's actually something that come on Sunday nights that I actually was interested in was the cooking challenge with Guy Fieri, where he had they competed against each other, and I can't even think of the name of it now. Ultimate Cooking Showdown or something. But it was a contest. It came on every Sunday night, and I watched it. And that's the last thing that I've actually watched on regular TV that I actually thought, oh, that show comes on, or I DVR it and watch it later. But that was it. I don't watch nothing else.
20 million households.
Yeah, today's the best TV. Ain't nothing close to that.
20 million. But that's also probably because there was nothing else to watch.
That was a third of the viewers. There was 3 channels.
Yeah.
And so basically there were 60 million people probably watching TV because that was the number 2 show. But what is a good show now? Look up the number 1 rated show on TV right now.
Like basic cable?
Like basic, just regular TV. What's the number 1 series in America right now that people tune in to watch?
There's a good show on Peacock that we've been watching. Based on a true story.
Is what now?
It's called Based on a True Story.
Oh, I have no idea.
It's on Peacock. But it's got the chick from The Big Bang. She's pregnant now. She just had a baby, but she's still pretty hot.
I wasn't talking about just cable. Just what's the number 1 show in America right now?
Well, it's going to be something on like HBO Max or something.
It may be and it may not be. I don't know.
TV series.
Number TV series.
Oh, whoops.
Or highest rate show in America right now or something.
Stranger Things. Still. What the fuck? But that's giving me streaming stuff also.
Put highest ranked show on TV in 2023.
Okay.
Let's see what it says. Not number 1, highest ranked.
We'll do 2022 since it's over.
That's fine.
Better Call Saul, The Walking Dead. Never heard of that. House of Dragon.
Everything
That's
is
from everything.
and that's all streams.
No, Better Call Saul and The Walking Dead weren't. They're AMC.
But they're on your streaming devices. I don't watch them on regular. I watched Better Call Saul, the new series, in a day and a half when it was raining the other day.
Oh, you watched all of it?
Yep.
So here is
Law and Order.
Looks like this is on cable. Law and Order, 911 Lone Star. Oof. CSI Vegas.
That's a terrible show. That 911 Lone Star is so it's fucking ridiculous.
AGT All Stars, Law and Order, Organized Crime, NBA Playoffs. Wait until football comes around. Station 19 and Night Court.
I don't even know what Station 19 is. I'm assuming it's a fire station, probably.
I don't know.
Night Court is a respin of the only reason we used to watch it a long time ago was to see Marky post big boobs. There's nothing on TV. That's what I'm saying. Now, Law and Order, I like those shows.
And I never was a fan.
911's a fucking joke. CSI Vegas, I like. Those are interesting. At least I could watch them if they came on and I was trapped in a room, had to watch them. It wouldn't kill me. But I would much rather watch football.
Yeah.
But I don't watch TV like that. I watch TV, but I watch shit that I want to watch. I watched a movie last night, a World War II movie from 1958 or 1960 or something called Thousand Planes or something about an attack in Germany. I enjoy shit like that. I just do not care for this new shit.
5.9 million viewers.
Okay.
Whatever it averages. And Sanford and Son at its height was getting 20 million viewers.
So that's
the worst season Sanford and Son had was 14.
It would have
been,
that
was the year that they got canceled.
And they had 14 million viewers a week. Yeah. People just don't watch this shit.
Yep.
Okay, there you go. Sunday Night Football averaging 18 million viewers. Is
that what it says? Oh,
yep.
Yeah, right there.
Yep. So
Sanford and Son was doing, at its height, was doing Sunday Night Football numbers.
But when I was a kid and I would go somewhere, or even when I was in high school still, cable TV was out, but there wasn't a lot of series on cable TV. It was just more channels. You know, there wasn't like The Sopranos and stuff like that. But you watched whatever thing was watched, and you talked about it at school the next day. You know, did you see Seinfeld last night? Did you see Cheers? You know, and there's just not shit people talk about anymore.
It's got to be because there's too much. Too much.
Okay, there it is. Sunday Night Football, 18 million. Yellowstone, 11 million. And they've canceled. Did you see where they canceled 1923 or 1918 or whatever the fuck it was?
Some spinoff of his they're not going to do now.
Yes. Okay, you've got NFL football, NCIS, FBI, NFL football. 3 of the top 6 things on TV in the fall are football.
Well, that's just for the year.
What do you mean for the year? That's average.
Right, but that's everything, not just the fall.
Okay, well, for the year. But 3 of the top 6 things are the NFL.
Yeah.
They control TV.
Yep.
60 Minutes, I can't believe it's still on. Actually, out of everything on there, I do not watch anything except for football. I have seen Young Sheldon a couple of times.
I watched Chicago Fire.
I've never seen it.
A long time ago.
Blue Bloods, never seen. Ghost, 60 Minutes, Chicago Med, The Equalizer, NCIS, Hawaii now. I didn't know. Goddamn, how many NCISs are there?
A lot.
The Voice.
It's a franchise.
I never watched this Voice. Never seen 911. Law and Order I've seen a couple of times.
Survivor's still going. Good for Survivor.
I can't believe that they're still on either.
That guy he turned 5 seconds of fame and took a full-blown career.
Who?
Propes, their host.
Oh.
You know he was probably like, well, once this ends, I'm back to the fucking drawing board. And now, 20 years later, still going.
Bob Hart's Abishola. What the fuck is that?
Something on CBS.
And there's the NBA ranked in at 35. Playoffs.
Yeah. Semis.
Yeah, they
Did we miss the finals?
It's over already.
No,
it was never
but I'm
on
saying it wasn't up here?
No.
So the semis got more views than the finals?
Yeah, because Boston was playing it was Denver against Miami because the Celtics were in there. And that's why. There's nothing on TV that nobody wants to watch that shit.
No. NBA playoffs round 1. There's no way that the finals did worse in round 1 of the fucking playoffs.
Well, they probably haven't loaded it on here, but it was Denver and Miami.
Huh.
There's old SmackDown.
The Walking Dead. Oh, well, yeah, that would make sense because The Walking Dead's over.
I thought they have a new one coming out.
They've got a bunch of spinoffs.
One of them's in New York City, I think.
Yep. Negan and Maggie. It just ran its course was all.
There's old Vanderpump Rules and Below Deck.
Boy, that's way down there. I do love me some Vanderpump Rules, though.
Never seen it.
Oh, Scandival. That's what's funny is they act. So this guy and a girl. So
how many people The Sopranos have a week watched it when it was in its height, you think?
It was HBO, so it's going to be way lower because you had to have that. You had to have that wham to have HBO. But I can find out.
I'm gonna bet. I bet Sopranos average at least 5 million viewers a week.
Sopranos weekly viewership. But anyway, back to my show Vanderpump. They're all average 2.5. Oh wow, shot 6.4 in season 3.
Best fucking show there ever was.
2.3. Let's see. 7.4 for season 4. I think that's about where it topped out at.
Yeah, but still 5 million viewers though. I mean,
that's for HBO. Like that's very good.
Yeah, because people watch it just for that.
Well, I mean, people didn't, and HBO wasn't easy to get back then for us, at least out here in the boondocks.
Yeah, you did. I just had to pay $5 extra a month.
You had to have that wham to have HBO.
And we bought HBO just to watch that.
I'll never forget when that motherfucker ended. It was panic in our house. Somebody knew that they'd fucking sat on the remote. It just goes black. It actually didn't do that well towards the end. I wonder why. People were done with it.
Because they knew that was fixing to be written off. They didn't want to get involved.
Yeah, but you'd figure a lot of people want to see how it ended.
See what Shameless had at its height.
That's a Netflix show, right?
No, Shameless was on HBO also, or Showtime, one of the two. I think it was on Showtime.
Oh.
That's probably, if I had to rank my all-time series, I'm going to put Sopranos 1, I'm going to put The Wire 2, and I'm going to put Shameless 3 probably. Only there's
no, that was a series
1.5
finale. Let me see. Ooh, it did not do that good. That was a season high of 1.5. Eesh, that's tough.
That's a great show.
Well,
I didn't watch it.
What does that say? Oh no, that's House. Shameless current track to have its highest rated season. That says 5.7. So I don't know what number we were getting. Watched by more than 3 million.
I like Shameless. I watched it all on Netflix. I didn't watch it on HBO or Showtime. And I have them. I don't even know where the hell they're at.
What?
My HBO and Showtime. I have them on streaming deal, but I don't ever watch nothing on there.
Right.
I watched the series that, and they're supposed to have a new one coming out. The Lakers last year.
Yes.
That was
they're gonna have another one.
That was the guy that plays Dr. Buss.
Yeah.
He plays a hell of a role.
Yeah, he was good. I'm looking forward to that.
Did you see where the Academy Awards or one of those deals now, the Oscars, to be up for Picture of the Year, you have to fit all this It's not just about the movie.
Right.
You got to have so many cross dressers. You got to have this
criteria.
The criteria is bullshit. Did you see where Richard Dreyfuss come out on it? He called it bullshit.
I did see that. It's good though. We need more people like that. But yeah.
Well, he was in some good movies.
Boy, the Manning cast didn't do very well.
That's terrible.
1.4 million.
Yep.
Compared to how many people watch Monday Night Football is 10.
14%. Well, too, if you took Tennessee out of that equation, there's only 3 people probably watch it. If you don't have ties to Tennessee, you ain't watching the Manning shit.
I don't like to watch the entire show on the Manning cast.
I want to watch the game.
But I do dip back. You do watch the game.
Nah, not on that. You don't. You listen to their bullshit.
But they're explaining things in a way that I don't understand. So I'll watch a little bit of it. But I do want to see just the regular broadcast.
Yeah, me too. That's why I watch the regular broadcast.
Evidently, ESPN's happy with it because I think they brought him back for another year.
Well, they're struggling to have anybody on TV.
Well, no, this is true, too.
Boy, they sure push the women's shit.
What do you mean?
They always push the WNBA. Because they cast it, so they can't do it all the time. Now they're trying to make it a social deal because the women's basketball players do not fly charter. And Brittany Griner, I guess someone called her a chick with a dick or something about her Adam's apple at the DFW airport, and she got all butthurt over the deal.
I saw her topless, though. Like, you don't see the scars.
Yeah, because she's never fucking she's a man.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? Probably.
She's a man.
You think so?
Yes, I think so.
How did she sneak by?
I don't think she snuck by. She just tucked it and played. I don't know. She's not very feminine.
No.
She got an Adam's apple. She ain't got no tits.
Doesn't even have like scars. So.
No, I think that she's probably
6'9".
Yeah. I remember when she first came out, she can dunk a ball. Fuck, she bitch 6'9", she ought to.
Baylor.
Yeah. Played for Kim Mulkey.
From Houston, Texas. 6'9".
But she was she's complaining because of this what she went through. So now the WNBA is going to start chartering their girls on deal, and people are like, they should be. Well, yeah, if they could pay their bills. You know what? You coach T-ball this year. Y'all going to get on a private jet and fly somewhere to play? No, because you ain't got the fucking money. They don't have the money either. The NBA subsidizes them. That's where all their money comes from. And if it wasn't for the NBA subsidizing them, nobody would go to their game. Nobody goes to their games anyways. Women's sports in this country, the reason they're not as popular, it's because of women. Women make up 51% of this country. If the women would support it, that's their own people aren't supporting them.
That's right. Support these ladies.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan selling the Hornets.
What did he get? $3 billion for his share?
I don't know.
I think $3 billion. What else is he gonna buy?
Whatever he wants.
But I don't think it was his passion.
What? That's got to be hard because, like, when an ex-player gets into having to make decisions on players' contracts, you've got to feel a little bit like a sellout. Because he's got to do what's best for the organization. And I don't know how much he was signing players or whatever. Probably
I'm sure they
not.
had a GM doing all of it. He just had controlling say-so.
But whenever a player who fought for every dime that he ever got now has to look at things from how am I going to keep this organization afloat and what decisions make sense financially. A lot of the players have to feel like those guys sold them out because, like, here you are, you were for getting all the money that you could, but now you're wanting to shortchange me. That make sense?
Do you think that
like John Lynch is right? John Lynch, GM of the Niners.
Mm-hmm. He's done a damn good job.
He's done a very, very good job. But when he was a player, he would always take the side of the players. Like, yeah, go get all the money that you can, get the best contract that you can for your family. And now he's got to flip the script and be like, we're gonna back end your deal. You're gonna get majority of the $50 million the last 2 years, so that if you suck, we can save money.
At least have him do the end. That's the business
Right.
end of the deal.
But players have to be like, what the fuck? You were one of us. You had an NFL career, 10 years,
I think the problem,
and now you're part of the man.
I think some problems with a lot of those players. When we'll use John Elway for example. John Elway has not been able to get another GOAT to quarterback since he's been GM. He got Peyton Manning, and he got one good year out of Peyton Manning. The second year Peyton Manning won the Super Bowl at Denver had nothing to do with Peyton Manning. It was their defense. Peyton Manning was god awful. He got benched for the big tall guy that's not even out of football now,
Osweiler.
But he got
benched.
Yeah, he got benched that year. He was terrible. Look it up.
I don't remember.
Oh
that.
yeah, he was fucking horrible, and they had to bring him back in because Osweiler started sucking. But they won because their defense gave up 9 points a game. Is all.
Right.
That's because they won. That's how they won the game. But that's why John Elway, I think, had a hard time as a GM, and he threw all that money at Russ Wilson, and he traded for somebody else because he couldn't get a quarterback. It's hard to find a John Elway. And I think Michael Jordan was the same way in basketball. It's hard to find a Michael Jordan.
Manning picked out 4 times against Kansas City. Passer rating of 0.0 on Monday night.
He was terrible.
Oh, no. Decided to make the switch Monday in Aftermath.
Yeah, he was terrible. Absolutely
I don't
terrible.
remember that.
Yeah, he was bad.
And then Osweiler sucked, and then they brought in Manning
Osweiler
to do
played and got hurt, maybe. And then Manning came back, and I don't remember how it is, but Manning quarterbacked in the playoffs, and they won because of the defense.
Right.
And they had a great defense. That was Von Miller and the kid from Texas, from the Cowboys, DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah.
I think was the other defensive end. They were good, but it was their defense that was so good.
Manning said he was injured.
Well, he couldn't throw the ball deep no more, they found out.
Right.
So they would cover 2 or something on him and then man up deep.
That was the only time Manning missed a game other than the 2011 when he missed the entire season.
Well, he was bad that year, but he won a Super Bowl. But you take a guy that's a winner and he goes and you put him in the front office, and it's hard to be a front office guy because, especially if you're that dog, you expect somebody else. It's like LeBron James. LeBron James is arguably, debatably, top 5 basketball player of all time, probably number 2,
Probably
but he's
top 2.
but probably is top 2. Kobe Bryant. I mean, there's name, but I mean, you're that good. You don't. It's hard to compare generations
We'll
of
go
eras.
top 5.
But he's a hell of a basketball player.
Yeah.
But his son probably isn't even going to be in the NBA. But
Probably
but he thinks his son's going to be the superstar because he sees him from a dad's eyes. Well, he wants to go get traded now to the Dallas Mavericks, and he would love for someone like that to pick up his son after 1 year so they can play together. Well, he's not worth that kind of stuff no more. I mean, fuck, they got swept in the playoffs this year by a guy that don't even fucking give 2 shits about basketball.
Yeah.
And I don't think LeBron James would ever be a great coach because he's not ever going to find another LeBron James.
Kobe wouldn't have been.
No, those guys.
Because he would have been like, why the fuck are we not like? Because when you listen to Kobe talk and the amount of work that he put in to be good and perfect his craft, he used to get pissed. He said that's why he wouldn't pass in pivotal moments. Like, you were nowhere to be found when I was putting in my hard work, so I'm taking this motherfucker to the hole.
Don't blame him. But that's the problem. Those guys are that good, and those dogs.
And they expect everybody else to be good.
They don't understand why the fuck you missed that shot.
Right.
Why didn't you hit it? You know, why didn't you steal the ball? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Larry Bird, same way. Larry Bird was a great player, and he was a decent coach, but he never could find another Larry Bird.
Right.
They're hard to find. You know, Magic Johnson ran the Lakers. He was terrible as a GM. He owns part of the Lakers. I mean, the Dodgers.
Has there ever been like a great coach or a great player that went on to be a great coach?
I'm sure in the NBA there has been.
Trying to make in the NFL.
The guy that coaches at Tennessee is a pretty good coach, and he was a good player, and I can't think of his name.
No, I'm talking like great, like transcended the game. Like a guy, like a Kobe or a Favre or
trying to think of
Manning.
I'm trying to think of a Hall of Fame player that coached. Mike Dick was a Hall of Fame football player, and he won a Super Bowl with the Bears, but he wasn't no just great.
But
coach
I don't think he had a lot of people didn't like Ditka.
Well, it don't matter if you like him. I'm talking about being a good coach.
But a lot of the players, he lost the locker room in New Orleans.
Yeah, but he was good. He was better in
now,
Chicago.
Some of that had
Buddy
to do
Ryan was
with
there.
Ricky Williams.
Yeah.
But.
I don't think Mike Shula was, or Don Shula was much of a player. Tom Landry.
Gretzky?
Tom Landry was a Hall of Fame football player and a great coach.
Was he?
Maybe Tom Landry.
Did Gretzky coach? I don't know dick about hockey.
I don't think he ever coached.
But
Basketball, baseball, I'm sure there's been some catchers that have turned out to be really. I think Yogi Berra was a hell of a player, and he was a hell of a coach.
Right. But I could see where that would be hard because you knew the things that you did to win, and then you're not getting that out of the players, and then you lose or something. You're just like, motherfucker.
It's like being a math teacher.
Yeah.
I don't understand people that can do like basic math is a whiz and easy for me. People that don't get them, like, how the fuck can you? Are you fucking retarded?
Mm.
But I can't do English.
Like nobody had to tell these guys what to do.
No,
they just did it.
They knew what it took.
They just did it on their own.
And we're football season. Training camp starts in like 6 weeks.
Yeah, it does.
I'm ready for football.
Did you? I guess the XFL just bled money this year.
I hadn't watched
$60 million or something.
Are they financed by the NFL?
No, I think The Rock.
Well, here's the thing: if they got a TV contract, they're okay. The thing about the NFL, like the NFL Europe, was really a good thing, I thought, because the European towns got behind their teams and it was better than the American spring football. But what it did was it gave quarterbacks a chance to play.
Yeah.
And I think that the NFL, it's worth them to lose $100 million a year if you've got 12 quarterbacks getting to play every week that needs to get game, because that's the problem in the NFL. Once you start having the second string quarterbacks play, the teams go way down real fast.
$60 million it lost. No, I don't think the NFL subsidizes anything.
Did they do the USFL then? One of them the NFL's in with.
I don't know.
I think it's the USFL the NFL is partners in and doing it. It's kind of like a minor league baseball deal. Man, if the NFL loses $100 million subsidizing the USFL, and they made a profit of $30 billion, really ain't going to make a big hill of beans to lose $100 million on something. Especially if you've got guys getting to play that you can use in your league.
2024 reports project the XFL projected revenue of $100 million with $20 million coming from ESPN. Boy, ESPN just can't get right.
No, they would be better off to go back to college baseball and tractor pools. They went woke and they got into all this shit, but they're owned by Disney, so it ain't gonna matter. But their shit's terrible. The WNBA, nobody watches that shit.
Well, it's because they're owned by BlackRock. BlackRock's a big problem.
Yep, they are.
BlackRock owns everything.
And
I took a screenshot of everything BlackRock owns.
Scary, isn't it?
Ooh, or it doesn't own but has a hand in. Let me tell you, makes your hair stand up. Let me find it.
If you take the WNBA off of ESPN, nobody would notice. I watched the College World Series there the other day. It's the first time I could actually come in the room. I was watching the TCU game, and I went outside and did something on the grill, came back in the room, and the game was over with. It was almost over anyways. And I was like, what the fuck's I've been watching on ESPN? I don't watch ESPN at all, but it was there because of that. That's the first time I've watched ESPN since football season.
So that is Vanguard BlackRock.
Now, they don't own all them. They own
portions
big stocks of it.
Yeah. Netflix, Amazon, Twitch, T. Rowe Price, Fidelity, Meta, Facebook, Google, YouTube, Twitter.
Snapchat. Walt Disney.
Elon owns what, 9.5? And they own just a little bit under Elon. Snapchat, Fox News, ABC, Walt Disney, HBO, Warner Brothers, Comcast.
Does the big box the ones they own the biggest percentage of? Because I can't read that any of that shit. It's way too small for me.
Is that better? 12% of State Street, whatever that is. And State Street owns 3% of Comcast. And then they own all this shit. Vanguard owns 8.3% of Warner Brothers. 8.5% of Disney.
They do. They own just 1.4% less of Twitter than Elon Musk does.
Well, and I don't know how this worked, but BlackRock owns 6% of it. So
well, they're different companies. Those are different companies.
Right, but I think that they're all...
Oh, they're all fucking owned by the deep state.
So you look at it, and that's 16%. I don't know. Scary. But that's where a lot of the problems come from.
Yes, it is.
One organization creates a monopoly on this shit. Who knows?
The NBA, the NFL, all the major deals, they somehow are antitrust laws. They get by with shit that nobody else gets by with.
Well, I don't know about that. I just don't think anybody can. I don't think that anybody can. I mean, it's not like they're telling people not to get involved in this. Like the market's not there for the XFL or for the USFL.
Well, they have a monopoly on it because it's in the fall. No, you're right though. No, somebody else could come out. The Saudi Arabian government that did the LIV, they could come out and do their own football deal. And if you throw enough money at those people, the problem is you're not going to get any TV contracts.
Why?
Well, because the NFL is going to come to ABC and say, listen, you've got our contract for $3.6 billion. When they fall and they don't make it, we're not coming back to you. So you're going to be 20 years excluded from the NFL. So if you give them a contract, don't call us again. What do you think them people are going to do? NFL is the most... what's the word I'm looking for? They had the most influential TV contracts in all of TV, more than anything.
Right.
Would you say that's true?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no series out there that gives a shit.
No.
It's kind of like when Seinfeld was there and all 4 cast members of Seinfeld said, we either want $1 million an episode and we're not doing this shit anymore. Well, guess what? They kind of had to do it.
Yeah.
Because everybody watched Seinfeld at the time. There's 10 million viewers a week watching it or whatever it was. Well, nobody's got that now. If Chicago Medical or whoever did it and their big star said that, people would say, okay, fuck it, get a leave. We'll get somebody else in here.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit.
Did you see where that Vax guy came at Joe Rogan? So Joe Rogan
I'm glad you brought this up. Yes.
Had on my guy. I'm going to listen to this. I'm going to listen to that podcast on the plane. But anyway, there was a big Vax guy, and he was just...
Dr. Hutko, maybe is his name?
I don't know how to... Hoetz? Hoetz. I don't know how to pronounce it. He's been on Rogan a couple times. I've never listened to it, but...
He called RFK a liar.
Called him a liar, said it was all nonsense and dangerous propaganda and misinformation. And Joe Rogan said, listen.
Coming from a guy who works for Dr. Fauci.
And I think I screenshot who all paid him. But Joe Rogan was like, listen, we'll have a debate between you and Robert Kennedy, and
$1.2 million now.
I'll give $100,000 to your charity of choice.
Now it's $1.2 million, and the guy won't do it.
He won't do it.
That's because he's wrong.
Well, and just like I listened to just a little bit of the podcast, and I did not realize that my guy, RFK Jr., wrote a book about Anthony Fauci. Evidently, it's pretty alarming what's inside of it. But Rogan said, if any of this was false, you'd be getting sued. He would sue you for libel, for lying about him. He's not doing that. So,
Dr. Fauci is a stain on this earth, and he's as bad as Epstein and everyone else is, or was. I think Epstein's still alive.
But it's just interesting that, $1.2 million, whatever vaccine research you want, and all you got to do, if you've got the answers and you're on the right side of history, all you got to do is sit down and say what you know.
Even if
That's all you got to do.
You're going to get paid regardless.
Right.
Come on and talk. But he don't want anybody. I'm going to tell you right now.
But if you're that sure of yourself, and if you're that sure of your research and that you're on the right side of history, sit down and have a conversation with the man.
If someone offered you $1.2 million and said, we think you killed geese wrong, we'll give you $1.2 million to come tell us how you do it.
Right.
By God, you do it. You ain't got nothing to hide.
No.
But he's not doing it, and he's eating up with money because he loves to get everybody else's money for shit. He ain't doing it because he's wrong.
I think I screenshot that. I can't remember.
He knows what he's been selling to the American people is bullshit. And people are starting to catch on. Not just us, it's the people on the other side are starting to catch on.
Yeah.
I just saw where a lady in Switzerland or Australia, somebody that's famous, committed suicide. And she had taken the vaccine.
Really?
And she had the booster. And she said, after I took the booster, she got this and this and this and this. That's wrong. She goes, this is the only answer for my life is I've got to take my own. I hurt so bad. I'm sick all the time, blah, blah. And I was caused because of taking the booster.
Huh.
And that's what she said in her written deal that she said. But there's, if you're listening to this and you still think that the vaccine is good, that what more power to you on whatever it is. But look around at you. And the media's mass media trying to cover this shit up. Why? They don't care about me and you. The media don't give two shits about Andy and Jeff.
No.
And neither does the deep state. It's about their pocketbooks. All that money that Pfizer has made is a problem. Some foreign countries suing Pfizer over that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, Pfizer has paid the most money in any company in legal fees. So I'm trying to see what.
And that's the only thing that Trump has not done that has really bothered me is he can't come out against the vax.
Can't do it.
His warp speed deal, I'm with him 100%. He did what he was told by the people that were experts. He's not a what do you call that, virologist?
Right.
So he wouldn't have known. He was taking the people he trusted, and he did the warp speed and got that shit done quicker than anybody else would have done that. And I agree with him on that. But he needs to come out and say, listen, we were lied to, and this here is not good for you, and come out and say that. And if he did that, that would help him. That's the only thing that Kennedy's got over Trump.
Kennedy holds the highest net favorability among all 2024 presidential candidates. A new poll has found Governor Chris Christie has held the lowest.
Well, fuck it, dumb fat ass.
So
Kennedy? What's funny is the Democrats love the Kennedys. Oh, John F. Kennedy, they want to prop him up, but they got rid of him.
They got rid of
his uncle. Or his dad, and they got rid of his cousin, John Jr. I mean, if you think that he just plane crashed mysteriously out there and nothing happened with no radio deal, you're wrong. I think
and then Hillary Clinton took that seat that he was going to run for.
He was going to run, and then all of a sudden Hillary stepped in. I think that plane was probably shot down, if I'm guessing. Mm-hmm. I do not know that.
Did they ever record? Well, I mean, fuck, even if they did.
They recovered the bodies, I think.
Well, the wreckage.
I think they did.
But they're not going to give you an accurate representation, just like the whole Warren Commission on the JFK thing. Like, they bring in this fully intact brain that's not his, and that's out there.
And you knew who was on the Warren Commission? Gerald Ford.
Yeah.
Who they got rid of the last populist president, Richard Nixon, and replaced him with Gerald Ford.
Do you think RFK can do this without having debates? I
think that if he got equal airtime, yes. People don't like Joe Biden. Nobody wants Joe Biden back. Democrats don't want him. I'll bet you if you got a true polling of the actual Democratic voters, I would bet Joe Biden's probably in the 20% range.
Right.
Of true, not harvesting votes, not doing this shit, a true deal. And Robert Kennedy, if he got true deal, is going to win Massachusetts.
But he's going to have to do it without debates. And I don't know if he can do that. Because debates are publicized. Like, that's everything. That's big news.
Yeah, but they cheat on them some bitches too, and they're going to line them up. Joe Biden can't stand up and debate and go on the campaign trail.
No.
I mean, he can't do none of that shit. And they know it. It's all Obama's third term is what's this about. The deep state's against Robert Kennedy. I feel sorry for the guy because they're going to kill him.
I don't. Can you do it 3? Can you do the hat trick?
Hillary Clinton's Hillary and them are about over 100.
It'd be more than that because his cousin, his uncle, his dad.
And he would be the 4th.
He'd be the 4th that we know about.
What about everybody that's come out that's a whistleblower all of a sudden is dying and shit going away? And nobody in our media thinks, wow, someone else come out against the Biden crime family and they just disappeared and died.
Mm-hmm. I like him. I don't know how good he will be. He was also on Jordan Peterson's podcast, and I did listen to that. He's got some environmental things he's going to have to work out.
His biggest issue is, and this is a huge one. For me to vote for him for president, I would vote for him over Ron DeSantis. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you right now. But the problem is, I don't want the fucking Democrats in control because they're fucking so fucking left-wing whack jobs. It's not a normal Democratic Party. You're not voting for the Democrats that your grandpa did in 1976. You're voting for AOC. You're voting for all that fucking Nancy Pelosi. You're voting for Gavin. You're voting for all that weird shit.
Bannon tweeted out Trump Kennedy 2024. Kennedy has said hard no on running as Trump's VP. What he said on Peterson's podcast was very, very interesting. He was talking about why drug prices are so high and why Americans go to Canada and Mexico for their drugs. And it is because to pass Obamacare, Obama made a deal with Big Pharma that they will not negotiate drug prices. The price is the price. So it was part of Obamacare that he had to sign because that was what was going to hold Obamacare up. Big Pharma said, we will back your plan, but we will not negotiate our prices. And ever since then, it has. And that was because he made a deal with the devil to get Obamacare passed.
Well, Obamacare deal was the biggest fuck up to our country anyways. That was a bought and sold blackmail shit. And another thing, my train of thought, I just thought about something with Kennedy. I'm trying to think of what the fuck it was. The left is so screwed up on all their shit. Anyways, you're not going to get any moderate Democrats in there to do anything that's going to help Americans. That's going to be his biggest problem is getting guys like me to cross over to say, you know what, I would vote for him because I like him.
But you're afraid of what comes with it.
But here's the another rabbit hole. And I read this yesterday, an article, and I wish I could think of maybe it's a Wall Street Journal or something I was reading. And I was talking about this and said they think he's the H. Ross Perot of this.
You're going to screw up the election?
For the Democrats. The way if H. Ross Perot does not run, George Bush Sr. wins against Bill Clinton. But and we don't have to deal with the Clintons for maybe never.
But are they saying he's going to switch over to a third party?
He's gonna blend Democratic votes. He'll probably run as a third candidate, as a third party candidate, or he's going to take care of. He's going to pull so many what they would have primary voters away from fucking Biden that people are going to say, "Uh-oh. Well, I'm not voting for Joe Biden. This guy's pointed out all of Biden's bad things. I can't vote for him in the presidential election." So either he's going to run as a third-party candidate or he's going to basically blow up the Democratic Party. Right. I'm telling you, when you go to Boston and you get in that Northeast corridor and stuff, those people love the Kennedys.
Really?
Love the Kennedys. Absolutely love them. And they think Joe Biden's a fucking idiot.
I am worried about his stance on fossil fuel and some of the other things. So
we can't live without fossil fuel. No. They did a study. They just come out with a new study over the weekend or something on the ice deal. The ice is the same as it's been since 1940 or whatever.
Well,
it is.
And I saw another thing that said there has been no warming since 2005.
None at all.
But
they keep pushing
baseline.
That. Let's push it, and we're costing us billions and billions and trillions of dollars over something that's not happening.
Right.
You know, the wind energy can't do this shit. We've subsidized all these wind farms and stuff. It's a joke.
Peterson pushed him a little bit on, and like I said, I'm not listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, but Peterson pushed him a little bit on some of his environmental stances because there's a guy, Bjorn Lomborg, that Peterson is tied to quite a bit, and he just dismantles all of the arguments on the climate change side of things and how, it's not going to be this catastrophe like all these people have told you it was going to be. And he was he didn't really answer the questions, but I tell you what he did say. He said, "I am not an expert on climate change." He said, "I've read papers that suggest one thing, and that's kind of how I base my beliefs." But he said, "I am not an expert on this." I guess the way he got involved was he was a commercial fisherman, and at the time he started doing that line of work, the Hudson River was just totally polluted.
It was horrible back in the day.
So I think that's kind of more of his niche in the environmental aspect of things, but he's got some questions to answer because big oil won't be behind him.
There needs to be government, state regulations on all fuels. When you like the oil stuff, the lady we had on that ran for railroad
Stogner, yeah.
Stogner. She's got a lot of good points.
Yeah.
She's not bought off. She's being suppressed because big oil doesn't want her there because she wants to make everything clean and fair.
Right.
She wants a little guy to have the same opportunity as a big guy. And I agree with her on that. I'm with her 100%. We need government regulations on oil in the oil and gas industry.
Yeah.
But we don't need the government to have their hand in the pie of the green energy deal suppressing the oil and gas business. We have to have oil and gas. The tax dollars in this country alone, our government is not, those fucking bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. don't give two shits about the atmosphere. They care about votes. But they know if you get rid of the oil and gas tax dollars, they can't do all the bullshit that they're doing. So they're not going to get rid of it anyways.
Right.
The batteries is a bunch of bullshit. The way it comes, the way they get the stuff to make the batteries is bad for the environment. But until we get someone fair and honest in there, we're going to be dealing with this bullshit because this green deal's nothing but a money grab. That's all it is about. And but we need some government regulation. We need clean water. I mean, we all want the same things on both sides. But they push this science denial. Oh, you're denying science. These same people that are worried about denying science are saying a girl can be born with a dick.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense. So what science do we believe? Do you only believe the science that goes with what you want to cherry pick? Or are we going to believe all the science? Because I'm believing if you're born with a vagina, you're a woman.
Forever.
Yes. And if you're born with a dick, you ain't having a baby.
Yeah.
I mean, here we are in year 2023, and still to this day, no man has ever had a woman. A baby, I mean. None.
Arnold did a movie where he had a baby. So they did this shit even back in the 90s.
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah. Mr. Mom, I think was what it was.
Mr. Mom was Michael Keaton dressing up like a woman to play like he's a maid, or Robin Williams.
I know Arnold did. It was with Danny DeVito. It was one of those. No, it wasn't twins. I'm telling you, he did a movie where he had a baby somehow. All right, here's the filmography. Junior.
I guess I don't know what Junior is.
Right there.
Well, they were making fun of shit. They didn't really think people were actually going to think that a man's having a baby.
Well, you can't watch that today.
Well, you could laugh, but you can't. Reitman, hold on. That's Reitman? That's the same guy that did Animal House.
I think he did Twins
and,
also.
I think he did Animal House and some other I think.
Meatball, Stripes, Ghostbusters, Twins, Kindergarten Cop, Dave Jr.
Okay, I'm not. He did do what? Who's in Stripes? The guy that did Stripes is the guy that did Animal House. No, the guy that was also the other actor. Look up Stripes.
What are you talking about?
Just go on Stripes.
Oh, the
other actor.
Goldblum?
No. Actor.
Harold Ramis.
Yep,
Him.
that's him. Yes, right there. He did a lot of cool shit.
He didn't do Animal House.
Bullshit. Look it up.
Oh, National Lampoons.
Always doing the arguing with me.
It doesn't say that he did Animal House.
I'm pretty sure he did Animal House.
He
National Lampoon's Animal House.
He wrote the script for National Lampoon's magazine,
which eventually became Animal
later
House.
became
He
Animal
wrote.
House.
Yes,
he didn't do the screenplay for.
Look up Animal House now and see who did it. I'm pretty sure he did do. He was a director of it.
You can't do that show anymore either.
Caddyshack.
No, fuck any of those shows. Animal House. Guy having. How old was that girl that he had sex with that he got from the supermarket?
14.
Yeah, I mean, shit
can't
like
do
that.
shit.
You know, got her
pulled
drunk.
Pulled that toilet paper out of her shit.
Yeah.
She got herself drunk. He didn't get her drunk.
Well, he helped her. Animal House.
Yeah.
But
He's the writer, not the producer. I just said it on there. He wrote it, though. Written by Harold Ramis.
Huh.
Yeah, I knew that. He did Caddyshack, great show.
You're not redoing these shows. Like that was a once in a
But
lifetime.
Why can't we? Why are we so? Look, have you went back and watched the original Hangover? You couldn't do it now either.
No. Why?
They make fun of Chinese people.
Oh, they make fun of everybody, yeah.
They got roofied. I mean, everything about it you can't do. Black Doug. But why? Why can't people have a fucking sense of humor?
Yeah, it's not culturally. You can't do it now.
I mean, yeah. It's a shame we've taken
you can't get a 14-year-old girl drunk and then pull toilet paper out of her bra on the 50-yard line.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but we ought to be able to have some common sense. We ought to be able to make the difference between it's a movie.
Does he rank up anywhere, John Belushi?
One of the biggest waste of fucking talents of all time.
So? He's not on any greatest. He's not on any Rushmore of yours.
His movies are.
What were his movies? I don't really know.
Blues Brothers is a freaking classic.
Never seen it.
You've never seen Blues Brothers?
No.
That's what you ought to watch going up. You can't watch it on yeah, you can watch that.
Silly.
Oh, it's great.
Seems silly.
It is stupid in a lot of ways, but it's a funny show. Animal House.
Boy, he didn't do much, did he?
Fuck no, he died.
Died, really.
How old was when he died?
It was that magical age, wasn't it? Like
27, 28?
No, not that, but 33.
33 years old. Well,
same age as Farley.
He was funny son bitch though. God almighty, he was in good movies.
Heroin and cocaine got him.
Yep, that'll get you every time.
But yeah, he only did
and died in Chicago, the same place that Chris Farley did.
Animal House, Going South, Old Boyfriends, 1941.
41's funny too.
The Blues Brothers, Continental Divide, and Neighbors.
Well, I like Blues Brothers, I like 1941, and I like Animal House.
He didn't have the career to.
No, he's not. No, he's not by any means. But he was great. He was fucking hilarious.
Did he ever have like a lead role, or was he always
just a comedy guy,
that funny sidekick
guy? Blues Brothers, him and Dan Aykroyd's great. There's a very underrated guy right there.
Aykroyd.
Oh, he's been in some good shit.
Yeah,
I mean he has. He's a weird fucker. He's up by where we're going. He lives up there.
He's a big alien guy.
And vodka, is it vodka or tequila?
Vodka, I think.
He's an interesting dead cat.
Let me see what he did. But that whole era, him.
Well, that Saturday Night Live back then was great, and I think Eddie Murphy was right at the end of them too on Saturday Night Live. I did not realize Adam Sandler was a Saturday Night Live guy until just recently.
Yeah, he did. I recently saw there was a clip of him and Brad Pitt, and they were talking about kind of how the movies industry is pretty well. Nobody wants to take a shot on like anything that's not a Marvel, like anything that's not a superhero movie.
You know why? My opinion on that is
I can see if I can find the clip.
The Chinese.
You think that they're so involved.
No. The Chinese people are so involved in going to the movies.
Oh,
they don't understand. A Chinese guy's not going to get Animal House.
Right.
Now, before Chinese guys get all worked up, the Chinese culture I'm talking about, the movies over there, Animal House is not going to be good. The Hangover is not going to be good over there probably. But you throw in a Spider-Man or something, and then fuckers go like crazy to watch it.
Here it is right here. If this is the one, I've got to figure out how to unmute this motherfucker now. Oh, there it is.
Up top right.
Lucked out doing that. Yeah. I can't believe what I sure did. I didn't even
It's got our big boy from Windthorst, Texas phone number.
interested in working together, and then just turned out they are so passionate. So many of these companies are. I mean, I'm just tight with Netflix. I know those guys very well. They just want to make great material, and that's all they talk about. They just they love providing opportunities.
This wasn't
for so
it.
many different.
This wasn't it, and I'm not going to find it because I got to start wrapping up here. But basically, a lot of these film companies quit taking a chance on anything controversial. Like it had to just be a superhero movie. But Adam Sandler shared a really good story. So when he was in film school, his professor said, "Would you like to go have a beer with me?" Adam said yes. During this beer, the professor was like, "Listen, you need to find something else. This is not, you're not it."
As a movie maker or as an actor?
as an actor.
Okay.
So like you're just gonna have to. You're not gonna make it in Hollywood. Like I've seen your stuff. You're not gonna make it. So years later, Adam Sandler is at his height. He made it. Saturday Night Live's over. He's in the movies. Leading man. Like he is he's hitting his stride. And he's with a bunch of friends, and in walks this teacher. And Brad Pitt's like, you could have nailed him and just raked him over the coals and really made him feel like a dumbass. But he said, instead, what you did is you brought him over and you introduced him to your friends as, this is the only professor that ever bought me a beer. And he's like, that just speaks to your testament as a person. But Adam,
you think he's a good guy in real life?
I think so. He's just probably
his running
goofy.
buddy's a real douchebag.
Which one?
Kevin James.
Is he?
They say he's a horrible fucking asshole.
I wonder. He hasn't turned his back on Rob Schneider, has he? Because Schneider is real
I don't think so.
anti-vax and right wing and everything.
I like Rob Schneider.
But
That's the guy that plays Jerry Buss.
no,
What's the guy's name? It's the guy from
John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly plays him. Yeah, boy, he does a good job. Yeah, you're right. The other guy, Rob Schneider?
Rob Schneider,
Great guy too.
and
I think they're
David
still big buddies.
Spade, but
Kevin James
that's
is a real douchebag.
like just a dick to be
I mean,
around.
like fucking, don't talk to me unless I talk to you.
Oh,
I mean, like
really?
an asshole. You're not when waiters come to him. Don't speak. I don't need you talking to me. Just a fucking douchebag.
I've never heard that about.
Yeah,
him.
a lot of things. You look it up. He's a horse's ass,
That's
big
too
time.
bad. You'd figure he would be like everybody's favorite person to be around.
No, asshole. Two guys that are like that on TV. I've heard Terry Bradshaw same way.
Right.
I've heard that
I
from
could
people.
kinda see
I know
that.
people that know Terry Bradshaw that have told me that.
I can kind of see that.
But they said that. But the people in Nakona love him now. Maybe he's gotten older now and he doesn't.
Right.
Because he does a lot for Nakona because he bought a horse ranch over there or something.
Yeah.
But what's his name's a dick. I'm gonna ask Bear if he's ran into him yet because Bear's got the diner over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard that with Kevin James. A lot of people I've read has just said he's a total douche. But he don't seem like he'd be that kind of guy.
No, you watch him on any of his shows. He's just this big klutz kind of guy.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a real douchebag.
Huh. Well, that's too bad.
And he's a very good actor too. Don't know, actor, just a comedy deal.
Yeah. But either way, I thought that was a cool story. The only professor to ever buy me a beer was this guy.
That does say a lot of class about Adam
Instead
Sandler.
of just being like, hey, motherfucker, would you watch my last movie?
Yeah, when we were in Salem last time, they were just got done filming. What's that show they had? The new Halloween one.
Oh, Hubie Halloween.
Hubie Halloween, and they had just been there. Well, we were there at the same time they were there. Had filming. They still had film crews and stuff there, and people that talked about him if he'd come into a place,
Really?
talk about how nice he is.
Yeah. I want to think that Adam Sandler's a cool dude, but
Everybody I don't know anybody that knows Adam Sandler, but the people that I know that have been around him that I've met say he's a really, really nice guy. But there's some people they're just starstruck with these fuckers. Oh, that's a good guy. And you know what?
right.
I could see where these people I mean, he's a very, very famous person.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's in an airport, if he's wherever he's at, it's gonna be people wanting his autograph shit. I don't do that. I don't understand why people ask people to autograph. I can see if you sit down next to him, hey, how are you doing? Like I didn't do that when I saw what's her name the other day.
Who?
The hot chick from Good Morning America.
Oh, Ripa?
Yeah. I can't imagine going up asking for a phone number.
I wonder if Brad Pitt.
Not a phone number, a picture.
I wonder what kind of guy Brad Pitt is.
I don't know.
He's been in that lifestyle for so long. Like it'd be hard to be a normal guy. I mean, back to the 80s.
Didn't he grow up in Broken Bow, Oklahoma?
Oklahoma guy. But I mean, when you look at his career and how big of an actor he was, like how could you ever be normal? Good luck.
Well, he's big. I'm telling you, a lot of money right there.
Phew.
And a very
Between
good actor.
those two guys?
Very
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Well, Brad Pitt's a lot better actor than Adam Sandler is.
Fuck yeah.
But Adam Sandler, that movie I watched where he played the basketball agent,
Yeah. Hustle.
he done a really good job on that as an actor. He come across as a klutz in that too.
I didn't like the gym movie, Uncut Gems. It gave my
I didn't watch
anxiety.
it.
My anxiety was way up in that. Just because it was so simple. You got the money and you owe the bookies and just pay it and you're done. So I didn't like that movie. But he does some serious movies that are good.
I watched a movie the other day. I've been getting watch. I love to watch older movies, 60s and 70s movies for some. And I watched a movie, and I wish I could think of the damn. What's the guy that's in a Godfather that plays not the brother? God dang it!
The Godfather that's not the brother.
Yeah, he played in Las Vegas also.
Oh,
James Caan.
Yeah.
James Caan plays a guy with a big gambling problem in the 70s.
Is it The Gambler?
I don't know what it is. But it is a great movie, but I watched it the other day, and he's just a fuck up. But it's a damn good movie. and I'd never seen it, and I watched it for some reason, and it is one of the best movies. It's a good movie. I'm not saying best movie I've ever seen because it's not, but it's a damn good movie.
It was in the 70s?
Yeah.
It's got to be The Gambler.
Yes, that's it. What a great movie.
They redid that with Marky Mark.
Oh, did they?
I didn't watch it, but yeah.
That is a good movie right there. A very, very good movie. And he has a hot chick that's in there with him, too, and I can't remember who it is. Lauren Hutton. She had the gap in her teeth before, what's the big black chick's name? Michael Strahan with tits? Stacey Abram.
Yeah.
She's a better looking woman right there with the deal. That's a good movie.
Huh.
A really, really good movie. And it shows just how screwed up life is.
I'd like to say I watch it, but I'm not going to. And I got to get out of here.
Yeah, we got vacation to go on.
Yeah, I got to get my hair cut. So my beautician's waiting on me.
And I'm going to leave this with a very sad note. Harry that worked here had passed away last night. Great guy, died of cancer. It's really going to bother me. He was a good friend of mine and a good asset here at the lodge. And he's going to be very well missed. But anyways, lots of prayers for Harry's family. And that's really how to end this show. So thank y'all for listening to us. God bless y'all and have a great week.
Bye con Dios, bitch. Check out our sponsors. Go check out Mossberg, Stanfield Outfitters, Alpha Outdoor Specialties, Double T British Kennels, Ducks Unlimited, Lucky Duck, Looking Glass Podcast, Shin Gear, Dirty Duck Coffee, Dive Bomb Industries, Pacific Calls, and Boss Shot Shows.